Welcome, better late than never, to Midlife Unlimited Live for 5. Don't you love a technical glitch? I'm your host, Kate Porter, the Midlife Metamorphosis Coach, and I'm delighted to be joined by my episode 54 guest, Kim Brockway of Wessex Wise Woman even, to give a taste of our full-length audio episode that's available now wherever you listen to your podcasts. How to cut through the noise as a midlife woman. So welcome, Kim. It's fabulous to have you here and to catch up. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm nice and calm and relaxed. How are you doing?
Well, earlier on you were like, just breathe, Kate, just breathe. And
Yeah.
we'll be talking more about breathing in a minute
Mm.
because that's what you're all about, conscious breathing. But the noise, especially in midlife, it's real, isn't it? And I'm not talking about noisy neighbours. Mine are currently clearing their front garden. Thanks very much for doing it today. It's just constant pressures, and then the pressure we put on ourselves, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That the most, and I know we talked about this in the episode, it was the pressures we put ourselves under. 9 times out of 10, they don't actually belong to us. They're pressures that our family have put on us, consciously or subconsciously. Society has put on us. We're supposed to get into these little boxes of what the perfect little woman is supposed to do, what our lives are supposed to be, what choices should we be making. And I know you
Oh,
hate that word
my
should,
favourite word.
don't you?
Well, I like to talk about it as well in terms of signposts. We followed these
Mm,
signposts that are set out for us, or most of the time we follow them or attempted to follow them because we feel we should. And we get
mm,
to now, we think we've run out of signposts, really. And it's that whole now what, isn't it?
yeah.
Everything's changing, our roles changing in so many ways. We might be a mum, we may not be, but our partnerships, our work relationships, our parental relationships,
Mm,
friends, all sorts of things can be changing now, may have run their course, new things starting. But it's like, and all at the same time, we're like, we need to be unleashing our inner goddess. And it's like, I can't remember where I put my glasses, let alone.
I
And then I
know.
look and then I look in the mirror, think, who the heck's that grey-haired woman? And then realise I'm wearing my glasses. So it's like,
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for me personally, although midlife came and really pulled the rug from under my feet, it also gave me that bolshy strength to say, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to find my own way. I am a little sponge. I do love to learn new things.
yeah.
It lights me up.
Well, I
But then
think
I
that
take what I
I
learned
wouldn't
and
say
then,
young. Yeah, I think that's, sorry to interrupt, but I think that is
no,
vital. I mean, we hear a lot about growth mindset, but it is that
mm,
curiosity, isn't it?
yes,
That
yeah,
willingness. I know
that
willingness is one of
willingness.
your favourite words, isn't it? Curiosity and
Absolutely.
willingness. As you said, you're a sponge, yeah. And that now is a good time to soak up new things.
Well, it is. I mean, we are in the autumn now. You just need to look out of the window and see the trees are shedding their gorgeous coloured leaves, these golden yellows and oranges.
Beautiful,
They
yeah.
don't need the leaves anymore. The leaves have served their purpose. They've helped the tree to live. They've got all the nourishment it needs from the sun. So now it's shedding the leaves so that it can focus all its energy on its roots, its foundations. And we've forgotten that as humans. We've forgotten that we need time in our busy lives to just take stock, to
Mm.
pause for a moment, to think, okay, where have I come from? What worked? What didn't work? Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Or just sit back on the sofa and watch a good old film. It's not everything has to be rush, rush, rush all the time. And autumn is really the best time to do that. It's when the beavers it's full moon at the moment, and it's called the beaver moon.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
Yeah, so that was back in the day when this country had a thriving population of beavers, but there are, I won't go off on a tangent, there are introductory
Is that
schemes
when
to
they
bring them
used
back.
to build their, is it bivouac?
So the beavers would, yeah, so they would use this time to build up their dams to, so that in preparation for in the spring that they could actually then have the little kits and there would be a nice safe pond for them to grow up in.
Mm.
So, and it's their time of, they would have been collecting all the lovely nourishing leaves to fill in their dens, to hold them over the winter period when things don't grow. So
Of course. Yeah.
it's that resting time.
But
It's
it is a good, whether we're
family.
talking about, yeah, our personal lives, our business lives, it is a good
Mm,
time. And I know I will talk about the big countdown to Christmas. Yes, that's about to start. If you look around the shops, it's been going on for weeks. I think
yeah,
where I live in Buckinghamshire, most of the stores seem to have been doing Halloween and a Christmas simultaneously. But
yeah,
again, it's a time to think and say to ourselves, and I will say this, I'm going to say it outright, and I
yeah,
think you're going to be with me, Kim. I am not going to let myself get caught up in the huge, I should be doing this, I should be doing that of the Christmas, be a perfect Christmas person. No, I'm all for perfectly imperfect Christmas. Because now we can
absolutely.
start, can't we, thinking, oh my goodness, I haven't started baking my Christmas cake. I haven't started doing that. I haven't. And we're creating noise for ourselves, let alone the noise of Christmas adverts and this, that, and everything else going on.
Absolutely. And when with all that busyness, with all that noise, you forget that what is this time of year? This time of year is, there's no more work to be done. The fields have been ploughed. Okay, if you keep animals, they constantly need feeding and tending, but
Is it
it's a time for
Samhain? Isn't it?
celebration. Oh yeah,
You heard that?
Samhain is the Celtic festival of Halloween, what
Yeah.
became Halloween, and the Christian All Souls Eve, which is when you take time to think about your dearly beloved that have passed away, not necessarily just your parents or grandparents or great grandparents, but that long lineage of
Mm.
tribe of family that have come before you, that have led the way, that have allowed you to follow the path that you want to do. Now, I mean, you know, we wouldn't be having this conversation 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. It was a very different world. And the world we live in now has been based on our, I don't like the word forefathers, our ancestors.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
take it out of the patriarchy. Our
yeah.
ancestors and what they have
Our
done.
sisters, our poor mothers. Yeah.
I know, yeah. So, and it's what they've done that's led us where we are. So, this time of year, before we come up to Yule, the winter solstice, Christmas, all that time where new light is just beginning to glimmer on the
Mm.
horizon, it's your time of taking stock, of thinking about those that went before you, about learning your lessons and moving forward with that, not wallowing in the darkness, but celebrating the darkness. But without the darkness, you don't have the light. We
No.
need that moment of, it's our friends in the Scandinavian countries that during the summer they get no darkness and they
Mm.
really struggle.
Yeah.
We, as a human race, we need the darkness to give us that moment of pause, that moment of breath.
I've got this image of like a seed buried deep in the dark soil and like
Yes.
starting just to bring everything together. But
Oh,
obviously,
that's
I said,
perfect, Kate.
yeah, oof. Our
Well
full
done,
length
you.
episode obviously is available now wherever you listen to your podcast. And in our episode, Kim does this beautiful breathing exercise. And I don't know, I don't want to put you on the spot, but would you be able to share something with viewers now? Just to
Yes,
give us
well,
that pause. Give us that pause
we'll
today,
give
and
you
then
that
you come
pause.
back and watch it again.
What I want to share with you is something called the extended exhale. I'm not for all these fancy Sanskrit words. It will have a yoga term, but it's just where your exhale is longer than your inhale. And that's going to switch your nervous system into your lovely, relaxing, parasympathetic nervous side that reduces the cortisol, reduces the adrenaline, and gets you all nice and calm. And it's really, really simple. You breathe in through your nose and then you breathe out through your nose, but you make sure that the out breath is longer than the in breath. Now, when I'm doing this with my clients, I tell them it doesn't really matter on the count. You'll see it plastered all over online space, in for 4, out for 6. But if you're starting, that really doesn't feel comfortable. So you're going by what your own body wants you to do. So if you're breathing in and then you breathe out, you're just making sure that out breath is longer than the in breath. You're not holding and you're just going. So
it's weird because I automatically went to breathe out through my mouth then, because I'm so used to doing the whole in through the nose, out through the mouth. So it's quite a different feeling as well.
It's a
so
different feeling. It slows down when you breathe out through your nose, and that's what we want, long and slow, don't we? No, let's not go down that route. That's a whole different podcast. So you breathe in through your nose, then out through your nose. In through the nose again. Out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. In. Out. In and out. And sometimes I find it easier to close my eyes because that also cuts out the noise and the visual stimulus around me. And as you keep breathing in, and you might find you extend that exhale just a little bit longer. You can feel your shoulders dropping every time you exhale. You can feel yourself going deeper and deeper into relaxation. By just gently and slowly breathing in through the nose and then out through the nose just a little bit longer. And you may find that the time that you exhale gets longer and longer as you get more and more relaxed. How do you feel?
That's good. I needed that. I needed that. And I think I'm going to come back, and we've got this out there. So viewers, you can come back to this. Obviously, it's going to be on my YouTube channel at Midlife Unlimited as well. So Kim, there's going to be people watching and go, I need a bit of Kim. I need a bit of Kim in my life right now. All your details, I said, are in the show notes for our episode and on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website. But can you just talk us through how we can get in touch with you? And have you got anything exciting coming up? Well, not even exciting. What have you got coming up?
You can get in touch with me during my website, wessexwisewoman.co.uk. That's my hub. I keep everything there. I am on socials, but Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, it's just very, very busy. And you put stuff out there and, you never know if the algorithm's going to send it out. So come on over to my website. That's where I've got loads of free resources. And
A-N, not E-N.
Yeah, because it's me. Wessex Wise Woman. That's me. I've taken on the mantle of the village wise woman.
Why not? I love it. I love it. And you can find details on the Midlife Unlimited podcast website of my one-to-one, 2 options now, midlife metamorphosis coaching. If you want to transform from feeling invisible, stuck, stagnant into shaking it up, ready to be invincible and take on the world and come back to life. And also, if you're a budding expert, a podcast guest wannabe, or you've been procrastinating over pressing play on your own podcast, I've got one-to-one sessions available now for me to help you pop your podcast cherry. What more could you
Love
ask
that.
for? So, yeah, absolutely. So, Kim, thank you so much for joining me. Viewers, go and listen to our full-length audio episode, available now, wherever you listen to your podcast. Do that exercise again if you didn't do it just now, or come back and watch this again. Brilliant. Love it. Here's to being fabulous, flourishing together and conscious breathing, and to living
Absolutely.
midlife unlimited. Thanks ever so much, Kim. Lovely. Bye.
Bye.